Another vaccine mandate battle is brewing in Washington, with the city of Seattle bracing for a potential 37% reduction in their police workforce. Let's check in with our Pacific Northwest insider, KTTH Talk Radio host Jason Rantz for tonight's lightning round. Welcome back, Jason.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, to start off, I think you've got some news out there regarding Seattle's fire department. What's going on?
Yeah, so the fire department is in a very similar situation to where SPD is. You had just on October 3rd, I found out they had 5 aid units, 3 fire engines, and 2 medic units out of service because of a lack of staffing. And I can tell you right now that 54 uniformed staff members, either the firefighters, the EMTs, and 1 civilian are on that list who are set to be fired on Monday unless they turn in their vaccine paperwork. That's the deadline. And on the SPD side, as you mentioned, there are significant concerns that we are going to be even more under-policed than we are in this city. You have 100 or so that have filed for an exemption. They haven't actually gotten an answer yet. You have about 215-ish. They haven't done anything at all. So we don't know what their intent is. I can tell you, having spoken to a lot of these officers, many are vaccinated. They're just not willing to turn in their paperwork. Some of them are going to do it at the very last minute. But we're at a point where if we were to lose just the 100 exemption requests, if they're denied, if we lose those officers, we will be at the lowest point this city has seen in officer staffing since earlier than the 80s. We're already understaffed. It's not good.
Well, I mean, is there a plan? Because, you know, we're talking about, as Molly Line just reported, there are different states and localities that are doing things like just throwing out licensing requirements or changing educational requirements for things. Does Seattle have any kind of plan for this?
So this is the plan. They're going into stage 3 preparation. So everyone is going to be uniform ready. That means if they need to be put on a 911 call, they have to drop what they're doing and respond. Obviously, if there are emergencies, the same thing. But what that will actually mean is a detective who's already overworked, who's already trying to solve some crimes, will be taken off of that to go respond to a 911 call. As of right now, we don't have enough officers to respond to the 911 calls. So just think, if we're down an extra 100 officers, we've been down since last year, we lost a third of the department. This is not going to end well. It's going to be chaotic. And I do think that if there is a mass firing on Monday, there's going to be criminals who are going to take advantage of it.
Yikes. Okay, I want to talk about something else that you've been reporting on. A school equity leader who is out now after some TikTok videos. She put them out there, so it's not as if she was hiding some of what she's saying. I want to give people a little taste of what she was saying in some of these videos. Yeah. She said, "You too can achieve the American dream if only you work hard enough to conform to society's norms." And by society, I mean white supremacy. And if you assimilate enough, and if you reject all of your non-American culture, history, background, generational trauma, and just get over it so that you can again achieve the American dream, which is white supremacy. So what was her job and what happened?
So she was a lead on one of the committees within the school board's equity team. This is the Tahoma School Board, not Tacoma, Tahoma. And she was there trying to create an environment that's welcoming and safe for students and adults in the district. But obviously, if you hold these positions that are very clearly anti-white, and you've seen a lot more of those videos, and you know there's a very, very vulgar video, and there are several vulgar videos where she just goes off calling everyone colonizers that she disagrees with who happen to be white. This is not someone who truly believes in equity. Her name is Alicia Bush. But what's more concerning, I think, beyond just being on an equity team committee, which, as you pointed out, she's been released from, she was also the campaign manager of a school board director candidate. So these are the people right now that are in charge of creating these equity policies. And of course, they do it under the guise of nobility. They're noble heroes for pushing equality and equity. But that's not what they actually believe in. And this isn't just happening in this one school district. I chose this story out of Tahoma School District because it's a smaller community to make the point that this is happening all over the country. And people don't really pay all that close attention to the equity teams that are being put together. Most people have no clue who's on them. And the school board races, a lot of folks don't go taken deep dives into who's behind some of these candidates, and this should be a wake-up call.
Yeah, it should be, and I think that we've both seen a lot of parents over the last year and a half or so really start to dig in, go to these meetings, find out what people are doing and what they're saying, and listen, transparency is what we should want for anyone who is spending time with our kids and directing their days and filling their minds. So, Jason, we'll just keep following you as you keep digging these stories up. Great to see you.
Thanks, Shannon.